we know each other for many years, obviously, and so we play every day together, we listen to each other, we watch each other, and there are many things that we don't even need to discuss because we share our views on certain styles and articulation and things that need always our attention is more like fine-tuning, really very, very small details that we need to sometimes discuss and sometimes just to play over and over again. And there I'm talking about little things like bow technique, speed of the bow, certain ways of articulation, little accents, little tempo changes, and sometimes we just need to play over and over again with little adjustments. We listen to each other. Most of the work is done by listening, watching, and adjusting. And when all these little details of big puzzle come together, then we feel free and we are prepared to do whatever we need to do with the music. We start breathing together and music starts to breathe with us. Cathy Payne is a true virtuoso. She is a grand master of her instrument, and I always have incredible pleasure hearing her play. And she can play Beethoven or Shostakovich or Stars and Stripes Forever. It doesn't matter. It's always no less than spectacular. Concerto for Violin and Oboe is a unique piece by Bach, and I think only such genius as Bach could compose something like that. Unlike many other double concertos for two instruments, it's not a competition. In this case, both instruments, violin and the oboe, telling the same story. I would compare it with if you go to the museum and you see a beautiful painting and you look at it from left and then you go and look at it from right. You see the same painting, but not quite the same. So it's more like telling the same story with two different voices, although they're very close to each other. And so Jonathan is a wonderful musician with rich sound. And so for me, it's like I will be trying to match him, and I'm sure he will try to meet me somewhere midway. One of the qualities that I very much appreciate, and I think it's really wonderful, is flexibility. And by that I mean the ability to transform from a musician playing big symphonic stuff, that's something that we do most of the time, playing big pieces for big orchestra, making big sound, lush sound for strings especially, and then in very short period of time to be able to transform in a very small group, playing very transparent music and change the way that we make sound on our instruments very dramatically. I think the real value of great instruments is that they inspire us, players, to play better, to explore things, to make our horizons wider. And in my case, when I got it, I was able to rethink many technical things, technical aspects of playing, because of the capability of the violin, and also it showed me the possibilities, the colors, the many things. I mean, I can talk about it for a very long time. Yes, it did change my perspective. It did change my playing. I always change many things when I return to the piece I played before, even if it's maybe a year or even less, and I look to my music, to my score, and first thing is I just erase all my markings because I never agree with what I did before with the same piece. I'm trying to imagine that I don't know this piece, at least to imagine. And there are small details like fingerings, bowings, and stuff like that. That, for sure, I would erase and will never use it again. In a way, it's not like meeting an old friend, but making a new friend for me.